We're feeling in good this morning, or rising rather. We'll play one more song after this. We're going to jump right into it. I have to say, Empress Ology is not here with us right now. I gave her the notifications and sent her a message a little while ago, and I haven't heard from her. So if I have to swing it alone, I will. But I do have to reach out to her and see if everything is okay. I've been buzzing this morning so fast to the wee hours and from up early. So we're going to play it by ear. Play the Pope Leo X theme song. Okay, there she is. There she is. She came on in. Okay.
Hello,
rising. Rising. I was buried there for a little while. I was going to come looking for you. I was like, I sent you a text. I was like,
you should have come.
Okay,
you should have come.
I should have what?
You should have come looking for me. We're not gonna start. So, listen, I haven't even said Grand Rising yet. Come on.
I just can't hold it. My mind is always racing.
I know.
Yes.
Can you hear me well? Because I'm on my phone. I'm trying to come in on the computer in a few seconds, but
take your time. You'll hold it down.
It was just.
I had told everybody before that you were here. I know it was something that probably came up. Everything okay for the most part?
For the most part. Listen, can I be honest with you?
Take your time and come on in because you're kind of buffering a little bit, at least to me. I'm not sure if it's to anybody else.
I hope not.
But
okay,
let's go on.
Let me be honest.
That kid that came to school late, even though you heard the bell ring from down the block, you still ran and hoped the teacher's back was turned and the door was open.
I could just slip on in. No, but listen, guess what happened? Can you hear me? You hear me good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You left me a message, right? And you know what the message was. And I listened to the message. And I know we spoke last night and you said, yeah, we're going to do a rising show. And I had it in my head, we're going to do a rising show, right? But then when I listened to your message, the message sounded like you were going to be stepping out. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he decided not to do one. So I kind of took it out of my mind, right?
Right. I kind of felt that you might have thought that too. But
yeah.
I got up, I was up late. And I was like, you know what? We're going to kamikaze this day. I'm not going to miss out on none of this potential content that we have. So I got up, got busy making this. I was supposed to, go in the shower and then jump and go do a rooftop and then prepare this show. But that time sucked through because really and truly I had 55 minutes until we go live. So how was I going to go do a rooftop, shower and get clean and shave? So you ain't seeing me right now. You know what I mean? But
you won't let me see you?
No, you're
not gonna let me see? Come on.
Well, I'm right now. Yesterday, at least I got a T-shirt on now. Yesterday, I didn't have
sure. Yeah. Hamada. All right, let's see. Where am I? Okay. I'm gonna come off my phone because I get scared when I'm on my phone because the end broadcast button is in. Yeah.
That was funny.
All right, so I'll catch up with you in a few minutes. All right.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna do that. Matter of fact, I didn't even send this notification out all the way, the one that comes straight from the actual website. So I said, okay,
I'm back.
I was kind of
all right
the last minute, but I'm good. No problem. I'll just send it out. Now I have an issue with a particular way of delivery is because for all the people who are subscribed to landscurve.com, half of them get it. And it's because of a PHP upgrade that I need to do. And I'm not able to, I know what it is, but I ain't putting my hands up under that hood and messing it up where I can't drive on up out of here. You know what I mean? So
right.
I'm gonna do it so everybody gets it. So some people who are signed up, they're like, I'm not getting anything. So I'm going to send this out, but it's not going to go to everybody, although I hope it would.
Okay.
And some of you who are already subscribed just might get it. If there's anybody who's on the show right now and gets the email part of it, they're like, okay, bing, I got it. So I just sent it. Okay, yeah. 54 people, only half or maybe 1,000 will get it. So there'll be a lot who don't get it. I'll correct that so we don't have to depend on YouTube. And we're on YouTube. And today's not going to be the super longest because I'm still zooming. I'm in crackhead mode on speed. And I'm a former track star. So it's like, I'm.
Ooh. Well, hello, everyone.
Yes.
I get to be late. This is my first time.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure. I am sure. This is my first time being late.
You're like a person in a court talking about, I never did nothing before. And it's like, well, the severity.
Damn Skippy.
I ain't got no record. It's like, don't depend on that just because you heard them other guys say, well, you ain't never did nothing before. You don't have any records. So nothing's going to happen bad to you.
I have other kinds of records, but Not late for the rising show.
Not 45s or 33s, right?
Whatever those are.
Oi.
Hello, lovies. Hello, everybody. Hello, Tina. Hi, Romy. Hi, Dre. Hi, or what's that? Oshera. Oshera. I hope I said it properly. Oshera. Hi, Kwame. Hi, Sugar P. I did say Tina, right? I think I did say hi, Tina. Hi, Oyala, lovey. How you doing? I'm not even sure if I said half of these names already. Hi, Dre Light. I think I did.
I'm not even gonna follow you because sometimes you jump, so I'm just gonna go down and
you go down the list and I'll look. Hi, Amir. I saw Pulley just now. I'm not even sure if I missed that.
Oh,
hi, Indigo King.
Pulley. It's peaceful Pulley.
Peaceful Pulley. Hello, love. I'm sorry. I don't mean to mess up your name. Hi, Black Lion. How you doing? Let's see. Hi, Azula. Azula says I'm naughty. Oh, come now. I'm not naughty.
I've retired. I lay back. You just take care of
I'm taking over, right? What the hell happened? Something happened along the way.
Listen, they already at it.
Yesterday was it's a memory. I know what it says. Hi, We Life. Hello, love. How are you? Miss T-versation. Hello, sweetheart. Good to see you. Hello. Linda Petty. Colin Malone. Hi. Who else?
Michael.
Who? Michael?
Yeah. I feel like I'm like that smart dude in the class next to the chick that I want to get with, and you're not doing the test, and I'm like kind of like number 2 is A.
Oh, you're giving me the answers, right?
Number 4 is like
Dimitri Celestine. Hi, Grand Rising. Michael Lodovico. Hello, sweetie. How you doing? I passed you.
Names. Wait a second. Are you okay? I'm just messing with you.
It is Michael, isn't it? Michael Lodovico.
Yeah, but you paused. You hesitated. It shows that
you because I have to make sure. Hi, Kevin. Well, we haven't seen you in a minute. Good grief.
Kevin, which Kevin?
You're Kevin.
Oh! we go back so far from way back early in the 70s that we can make noises and know what we mean by that.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to tell me.
Jokes.
AO 1212. Hello, love. Good to see you.
I don't know where you on the list. I'm just clicking names so they, everybody gets acknowledged. Some like Romy Rome got like 5 times already.
I know. I saw that. See, I think I got everybody. Reginald Hayes. Hi. Hello, Reginald. Lance. Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir.
Talk to me. I'm here spying.
You just making sure.
Here to watch. Say that again.
You're just making sure. See, I'm going back over all of the names just to make sure I didn't.
No. You see that quote that Kevin Clark did?
What did he say?
Here spying. He might win, he might not, but whoever wins, I'm here to watch. That, you can't in a million years tell me where that's from.
Hold on, I'm here spying. He might win, he might not, but whoever wins, I'm here. I don't know. It sounds like some.
So they can tell me what that's from.
You'll give them how much?
$1,000.
Don't listen. Nobody listen to that. It'll be CDs.
No. It's no. Still dealing American money. I'll give you that. Look.
He'll write it on a piece of paper. $1,000.
Everybody else, they can't do it. They're not eligible. If you can tell me, I will put myself back. Probably piss Miss Scurv off and
don't do that.
No, I'm a man of my word. I just have to take my butt whipping. That's all.
Oh God!
Don't even try. It's so way out there. You'll never figure it out.
Okay.
That is what Muhammad Ali said.
I knew that. Oh my gosh!
as he was watching Lorenzo Zanone
Yes.
fight Leon Spinks
Yes.
toward the end of 1977, because he was looking for his next opponent.
I knew it
And
was
one
a
of
Muhammad Ali comment, but I wouldn't have known who he said it for.
the commentators after
Yeah.
the fight, or as soon as the fight, maybe it was like it was still going on, but they got him between rounds or something like that.
Oh,
And
okay.
you could hear the Parkinson's like hitting him a little bit. So he was there. I'm here spying. He might win, he might not, but whoever wins, I'm here to watch. It might be a little risky. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like an inside joke with us. So when you see
Okay.
Kevin
Okay. Well,
things,
now
like
listen, guys. Make sure that you commit that to memory. Leon Spinks, Lorenzo, who?
Zanone. I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not gonna say I'll give it those. That's like throwing it away. Giving it
You
away.
just
I
listen.
knew,
Hello.
because I ain't about now. Yeah, I got a lot going on.
You wiped a whole bucket of sweat off your head just now, didn't you? And you were praying that there aren't any boxing buffs up in here.
I'm like, oh man.
You'd be
Okay.
like,
I'll be like,
easy
please
come,
me
easy
$5
go.
performance.
It'll be easy come, easy go. Easy come, easy go. Oh my gosh. Huh?
We start as everybody's typing. Let's
Yes,
get who can reveal themselves. You know,
yeah.
Alex,
Yeah.
Jack Griffin, because he moves in the shadows, right? If he ever
Oh,
pops
that's all
around.
right. You know,
But
it's
let's get a roll call going on. Not only that, we're going to do a different kind of roll call, but I want to do a roll call where you can say, and if you can't, you don't have to say, if you can't, if you're some kind of FBI agent or what. I understand that people
tell us
trace
how
our-
many degrees it is in your neck of the woods.
I
this
want to know how cold or how warm it is
Yeah.
as here on the equator in sweat, because it's hot.
You're
hot, hot.
lucky.
The sun is out.
Lucky. You're
Ice.
lucky.
They got
You're
ice
lucky.
here, yeah, but you got to buy it or make it, right?
Mm-mm.
What city, what state, what country? If you want to give a shout out to a
Have you started getting snow?
If you have snow, what the temperature is, and
well,
no, this is I won't say what your cup size is. Just everything else, but that okay.
46. You could, or should I say 40?
That's not the full thing now.
Hey.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Actually, it's 41 in my neck of the woods.
Oh, you're talking about temperature.
No, listen, I was being funny the first time when I said 46. So you kind of got it, but it's actually 41 here.
I saw a movie one time with the chick they advertised. They said she had like P cups, double P's.
Oh, what?
You had to look down to her knees because them bad boys hung all the way down.
Oh
there.
my gosh!
Octopus. The thing was hanging away, and the arms hanging, swinging.
Oh my gosh!
It could hit you with a 4-punch combination: jab, titty, right. Jab, titty, right. Boom, 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 boom. But go ahead.
I ain't paying you no mind. I'm not. I'm not paying you no mind. Hello, loves, folks. Give us your neck of the woods if you can, and the temperature.
Roll call, everybody.
Yeah, 10 degrees, Azula. Oh my gosh. Golly gee, wow. 27 for Peaceful Pulley, Columbus, Ohio. It feels like 16. Lordy Lord. It's minus 13. What's that in Fahrenheit, Oyala? Because we don't do Celsius with over here. We can't calculate.
Oyala's advanced because when they were starting to teach us that in school, like, we don't want to do.
We don't want to hear that. We don't care about no Celsius.
They may do it both ways, but mostly it's that. So let me go and find out what the temperature.
Yeah, please. What is it? What is minus 13 degrees Celsius? Okay, Azula. Yeah, I saw that. Kojo, 70 degrees here in the southern United States. But where, Draylight? What proximity to the southern United States? Florida? Miami? Because it would almost have to be all the way down in Miami for that to be 70 degrees. Because I know Texas is getting a walloping cold this between now and what's today? Thursday? Yeah, between
Yeah.
now and Friday, they're gonna. I mean, Friday
You know,
evening.
I didn't even know yesterday was Wednesday.
You didn't?
I lose touch during the week. Even when Saturday comes, I'm like, what's today? Friday?
Yeah, well, I can't
Well,
lose touch.
right now, it's kind of chilly for this area of the world. I'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Across Ghana, it's really chilly. For this time, it's chilly.
What do you mean? 85 degrees is real chilly, right?
87
How much?
and 87.
Tina White
Oh,
has
cool.
50 in London. See, London's weather is deceptive because they get that damp cold, and you get
Yeah,
you get chilblains
yeah.
and frostbite. They have a weird kind of weather system. I remember those days. Oh, mm-mm.
No,
Kwame is the only one that's not giving his temperature. What's the temperature where you are, Kwame? Um, Amari is in LaGrange and it's 68 degrees. Ooh. Ah.
dog. People
Miss
confused these
T.
days. No temperature confused. All
I
doing all
know.
the
Yeah, Miss T.
North Pole of the world. And
Yeah, Tina. Yeah, that's true. Instant arthritis, man. That cold over there goes into your bones in a
Mm-hmm.
weird kind of way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, he's in London also. I forgot.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, Oyala, how do you deal with it?
For real. Because I saw
I
that
mean, like,
interview. I
seriously.
saw the video when you were by the water and there was the bridge and everything, and you probably were holding the camera for a few seconds.
Who
And I'm
that?
thinking,
Oyala?
yeah, a video. Yeah. So I'm thinking like it didn't look cold. It was like maybe like the summertime or something.
Right.
But it's always got to be. I mean, your summer must be like a baseball player running around second base trying to get back home after he knocked the ball out, but he sees the center field pick the ball up. I'm gonna get back home before he throws it home. Like
Listen.
quick.
Oyala's summer is this. Um, you hit the ball, right? You get to first base, right? That's summer coming. You start out for second, but you see that whoever caught the ball is getting ready to throw it to second base, second baseman. So you got to turn around and come back to first, because that's as much summer as you're gonna get from home plate to first base. I swear. I think that when it comes to weather in those neck of the woods, by the time you get to middle August, it's already starting to get cold. Like you get 2 months of summer if you get that much.
Like weeks, like it's suspect because those weeks on the end caps could be suspect. Like they might not behave the way they're supposed to be.
Right.
But look, you remember? Is it only me that remembers when September got cold? Like I mean, September's cool now. I mean, like September, it doesn't get cold in September anymore. And I mean, I haven't been in New York City.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
because I was in Florida for all those years since 2001. But my essence is in New York.
right?
Read the papers, I see things. My friends up there. That's my core. That's what made me, right? So I'm way over here, but I'm still all New Yorked up. And it just seems to me like I remember straight up cold halfway through. Like you the change in the weather, not necessarily cold, but late August, it was like, the fall is coming. We can tell. And then when September came in, by the end of September, it was cold. I don't mean like 15 and 25 degrees of freezing, but it was straight cold. And when October came, it was a wrap. And when October came, before October left, there was a lot of snow. And it was consistently in the 70s.
Snow until,
way before Christmas.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Before New Year's.
Yep.
So people talk about, yes, January and February, the coldest month. As soon as that bad boy got into late October, November, it was a wrap.
It was a
cold.
wrap. Yep. That's true.
White people smiled when they were around a bunch of black folks and didn't want to do it. They were smiling because they were so cold. And
they had no choice. They had to skin their teeth.
And we said, oh, they're so nice. Oh, it's cold. I don't want to be around there.
I know. I know. It's weird. It's weird what's going on because, okay, this is February 3rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're at 41 degrees and it's raining. I mean, it's part of that crazy weather system, but we're getting the rain.
When is it
And
not crazy anymore?
I know, but I'm glad it's not snow. I'm glad
He
it's
says
not the snow because,
he's getting these seeds in the ground, trying to get my Lily Fire on. She's up there doing that right now. Getting
oh, yeah,
doing the damn thing. And
exactly.
I will publicly, privately thank you for what you have afforded me. Thank you so much.
You're
You helped me
welcome.
out. Yes. I do
You're
things
welcome.
publicly. I'm an exhibitionist in the thanks department also. I'll thank you. May not know what it is, but it's like, well, he thanked him, but I did it public.
Mm, thank you. You said motherfucking thank you. I loved it.
Wait a second. Is this kind, gentle, mothering, decent, upstanding member of
But that's
society?
what you said. I'm repeating what you said.
You heard it wrong. Listen, everybody. Did I say MF? I mean, I'll say
No,
it, but I mean,
on the recording, you were like,
okay. I got you.
motherfucking
Yeah,
thank
I had
you. You know, I laughed, right? I busted out laughing. I was like, what the
over to come see you and make sure you're all right. Baby,
heck? I'm
you sure
fine.
you all right, baby?
Listen.
You got a fever, baby. Meanwhile, they're saying it to get close because they really think you're crazy.
I know. But
I
guess
can see-
what? That, you know what? It's not like I've never used that word, but when I do use it, I'm pisser than pissed. You know, listen, when I go there, I'm gone. When I go there, I'm gone. It's like, okay, there's no bringing me back, you know, because I'm gonna be making up curse words after that. That's how far I'll be making up curse words.
Usually going in the back.
Who said that?
No, it's not joking. If
I
Kevin's out there,
know.
you want to go in the back? It's a kinky situation, but it was like I was a young version of myself. You want to go in the back?
What's happening in the backland?
Let's share all that wisdom, all of those experiences.
What's happening in the back?
We'll do it by this weekend. I just got a kind of cramped schedule, but no, we're good. We'll do it by this weekend. We're gonna let it all hang out.
You're
Oh
sure?
yes, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, they say a promise is a comfort to a fool, you know, and I don't want to take your promise.
No, but I mean, things come up, and sometimes, sometimes the day comes for a show, and I'm like, listen, I can't do whatever. But for the amount of content that we put out, we deliver. But it's when we plan it that's when the most disappointment comes. When you see it, like, bing, oh yeah, Mr. Political. I want to listen to hear from bing, Lily Fine. Oh, the Rising Show, bing.
I know.
Bing. Sometimes I'll put it up as just a show, and it's like, sometimes you don't know when it's a premiere.
Right.
How long is this gonna last?
I always ask.
And when everything is in place for me, I promise this, there will be a lot more content every day because it will be effortless. I have stations set up. If I'm home, which I'm going to be home a lot, bing, okay, we're going to go live right now. Everything's set up. Okay, we're going to do this right now. Oh, you want to record something? 3 of y'all go on and record something on 3 different modules.
Right.
I'll get 6 hours out of 2 hours if 3 people are talking for 2 hours. Then throw it up.
True.
Be free most of the day. And when I'm out there walking around something funny, I got cameras on me. So I'm ready.
Right.
I'm gonna be the old man, like, who is that? He's always got, see, some old men get weird sometimes when they get older, right? I'm not going to say I'm an old man, I'm getting older, but I'm embracing it because the chronological age doesn't mean anything to me because it's about all the energy, right? But I know dudes that I've watched them get old. Like when I was a kid, they were like 35 years old or 40 years old. And now that I'm this age, a lot of them have transitioned on, but I've seen those guys go to like 50 and 60 and retire and have a lot of time. There's one dude that I knew, he started collecting buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on his long coat in wintertime when it's cool, he started putting all these buttons like around his collar, then it down around each side, down around the pockets and all up the arm. Like, yo, what's up with them buttons? He was much older. I couldn't ask him, but everyone was like, what the fuck is with all these buttons on?
Hey, sometimes the mind shifts and you get to a certain age, you know, it's like shit happens, man. And
that's like the old men who old white men, like they sit around and they got those little military caps on that have like where they were stationed and all that stuff, and they just sit around with their little pot guts and little shorts, and old white men sitting there. It's like, okay, they're all from the military and they're all from. It's just like, I don't want to be weird. I'm not trying some older guy trying to be young and hip, but I want my energy to be fresh. I want it to be motivated. And then whatever age you are, you can never be looked at as old. But you know how you have these older guys that they go to the younger club with his younger people. Now, if I will be going to clubs, but I want to meet the club owners. I want to videotape events and different things that I can share with everybody. But I'm not going to be sitting up there trying to dress like the old, younger guys dress and can never get it right. And obviously you'll look old hanging around the younger dudes anyway. But see, these older guys have their eyes on those couple of little curvaceous things over there. And they're thinking that they're that age. That's the bad part. You're not fooling but yourself, brother. Now you may appreciate it, but the club is not the place to ease up on it.
Right.
The best, if you flow that way, I'm not talking about no pedophile, but if you flow that way and you 60-something years old, you want to run up on a girl in the early 20s, you better hang out somewhere where she might need a rent paid and she'd come your way. Something, you know what I mean? But it ain't going to be because I want him. And out here, the culture is different. It's almost like I said, these young ladies are not gold diggers. I won't say that. But they're aware. It's almost like I have to be with a man who's going to take care of me. Do you know what I mean?
I have a question.
It kind of comes off like, oh, you can get me, but you got to have money.
Right.
But it's not. It's just about security too, you know?
Right.
But go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, I have a question. Something that just crossed my mind when you said 60-year-old and a 20-year-old, right? Do you think there should be an age requirement for anyone that's going to have that big of a gap in the age difference? You know how, okay, once you're 18, you can date whatever, usually people are dating folks maybe 10, 20 years older than themselves, 18. I just feel like when you get into those,
it's the unwritten rule. It's the double yellow line where, okay, you see the double yellow line. And if there's a cop parked across the street and there's nothing in front of you in your lane, and you just go and just swing on across the double yellow line onto oncoming traffic, he's going to look. But if there's a truck that has something wrong with the engine and it had to stop and it has the cones out there set up, gradually, and you slow down and you look and you creep, you make sure you just don't barge out there, that's normal, right? So it should be, and I said morally, because everybody's different, but like I said, 60 years old and 20 years old,
that's too much.
Pedophilia, because like for me, and like I say, and I'm going to be very honest, for me, I start counting back. I've always liked older women or some my age, but some guys never get out of that. And it's predatory when you think to yourself, like, come on, what could you be thinking?
What the hell?
It's going to be like, it's about sex, but to me, the imperfections are a turn on in a woman also. And because there's no perfect woman, there's no perfect young woman. It's the mind for me. And let's just get a little bit raw. I can't enjoy head unless there's something in a woman's head to enjoy. Whether I'm going through the tonsils of the mouth or the cerebral and talking about something. You got to be about something. You got to be accomplished. You don't have to be somebody who has 50 million degrees. You don't have to be somebody who makes 6 figures, but be seasoned in life like me. And maybe the season that you have may be a little more spicy than me. And it don't mean you have to be the same exact age. And I know people who have a 15-year difference. That's fine. But that don't happen to that person is like 45 and the next person 60. And that person may have lived life a certain way and he would have kept himself nice. So 45 and 60 don't seem so far. Right. Because that woman kept herself and he kept himself up. And he's but what we think about when we think 60 is something different. And I mean, I'm here to smash that.
Well, I mean, 60, when, because we already know that it's not old, by any stretch of the imagination, that's not old, right? But what I'm talking about
is old 35-year-olds out here.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What I mean? You got some guys who are old at 35.
Exactly.
Like old, like through, like
exactly.
They're not circulating. And I compare it like the circulation of blood through your body.
Right.
If your blood slows down in circulation and you're 35, then you're in bad shape. You need to do things, your body gives you the signs, right?
Right.
I see the signs,
Right.
Kevin, right? Anyway, but as long as I've seen old dudes, I mean, straight up old dudes in their 70s, right? They're not trying to change themselves who they are. They are who they are, and they're appreciated by somebody who may be a little younger, who may not be okey doke, like, I have to be out there and
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that, the bottom line is that it's an individual thing, but most of these situations are like off the chain. They're off the chain. You know what I mean? And it's not right. 60. I feel guilty. I've got friends who have daughters who are certain ages. I got daughters who are certain ages. So that's sick. Because look, like I always say, if I was having orgasms while you were just being born, I can't touch you. I can't even look at you. And especially these men who they've seen young girls being born. I remember when you was in diapers, ha ha ha. Damn girl, you done grown a whole lot. I can't see it. Of course I can see, but I'm not looking at it. I can see everything around me. I can see all the shapes I don't care if the other guys who are my age, you done been with them and they done, oh girl, you been saying, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, I can see going back so many years, depending on the person, the maturity, because a lot of our young ladies, a lot of our sisters have a level of maturity that's really phenomenal. And it's about that. That's the door that I can come in through in dealing, but not from 60 to 20. Oh, hell no. No. Because if you're going to really get with somebody, what do I have to offer you if I'm 60 and you're 20, and then I'm 80 and you're 40? I'm 90 and you're 50. What kind of thing is that? We got to be smart. We might be able to appreciate each other. Okay. And I'll go on a limb and say there's certain people that I've known on very rare occasions who may have that great gap in age, but these were phenomenal people. And the woman was a phenomenal woman beyond her years of maturity. Very, very rare. Because you don't really find yourself, the brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25. So what do you want, a glorified friction provider? And Ella, I muted you just in case there's something personal that was said. But what I'm saying is that that's all it could be. But what about the women your age? There's something retarded in the man. I mean, he may see a woman's body and say, man, she's really, and feel a little thing, a little spark. We feel sparks.
I'll be right back.
Okay, take your time. I'm gonna mute you. Okay. You may feel sparks, but those sparks is like feeling a spark out in a rainstorm. It ain't gonna go too far and burn anything down because everything's wet. You know what I mean? So, but there's an admiration that you can feel beyond the ages. There's an admiration that young ladies sometimes when they email me, it's not even a sex thing. It's like, Lance, I'm really feeling you. And I understand that I have the maturity to understand when they say that, because when you say you're feeling somebody, it's not just sex, it's everything. But for them, it's the everything minus that. It's the everything minus that I happen to be born before you several decades, but you appreciate what I have, you appreciate my energy, but that goes that far. It doesn't mean you want to go to bed with me. But the intimacy maybe that I share by being so transparent could be refreshing. And that cerebrally turns them on. It has nothing to do with the genitalia. Now, maybe if I was a little younger and we were closer in age, it could have happened. Because you can see something going beyond that as far as being with somebody. Because we scan all day. Let's be honest. I'm not going to say the married folks, and some of the married folks are still mentally on the market, but single people, a lot of people who are in something and ain't married and some who are. But we have a propensity to scan. Look at her. Then you see that she's intelligent. She's intelligent. You know that man thing. They can't help it. If you listen closer, they try to keep it low. When they see a woman there, it might be, but it's something they can't stop. So when you hear that, oh, wow. But that's the spark. But the first, like, if you really see somebody who's compatible with you from the surface, like, okay, she's kind of my age, she's in my age group. You can tell. For me, it was always older women. I'm walking around 18, 19 years old, see some 40-year-old women. Like I tell Kevin, she's old with it, but I get it. Kevin, you still there? He'll tell you I ain't lying. But anyway, but it wasn't always that range. But it was always, then my own age and, both a little old, a little younger, whatever. But after a while, that younger thing, it stopped. I know somebody, I won't mention his name. I've told stories about him and everything. But when he was younger, he was 18. Let's just make up numbers. He was 18. He'd deal with people who might be 17. Ooh, she's a minor in New York. But that wasn't so bad because when he was 17, she was 16. Boom. Okay. But he always kept it where she was 18, but he was 25. Then he's 32, but she was 18. Then he's 43, but she was 18. Then he's 54, and she's 18, or maybe 19. Like, what the heck? And then what I happen to know about this individual, very nice, a mannerable young man, decent young man, very close to me, but there was something wrong. I'm not saying he was some pedophile on a layaway program, but the thing is that he didn't have the confidence as a man. I won't get into the details, but he never fully developed. Yes, he's a man, he works, but the potential that he had inside for greater things was never manifested. And I think that brought a level of insecurity and shame. So he didn't want to deal with somebody who may have had it together at that particular age. And yes, we have a lot of young men and young women who don't have it together. It's very hard out here. We understand that more and more adults of different ages are living with their parents. We understand that. It's hard out here. Why should she just live on her check and you make a little money, you combine it, things can stretch a little more because of this COVID thing and the job market, which they say there's a lot of jobs that people are walking away from. I don't know. There's a lot of checks being thrown around out here. So folks are like, I ain't gonna work and be under that kind of frustration under a supervisor who's on my ass. And I can sit home and just chill and, get a check. But them checks gonna stop, or they already stopped. And we're set up for a disaster. But what I'm saying about that, compatibility. Sometimes, let's flip it the other way. You have a man who has kept himself physically proper. Doesn't mean he has to be a bodybuilder or Mr. Olympia or in shape like the heavyweight champ of the world, but for his age, he's kept himself. Now, he may have women in his available dating pool. Say he's 60. Some are 65, 66, 67, some are 52. Between 50 and 70, he's 60, all right? Let's just give 10 years just to make it loose. Mm-hmm. Room for growth. Like a little kid, and they made the suit a little bigger, so when you grow, they can just unlock the hem. But this is the thing. These young ladies, some of the world will say they're not young, but it was in the dating pool, he may go to the gym. He may eat a certain way. They may not want to come out the house. So when he goes out and he goes running or walking, and he's not some old guy trying to be young to keep his body right to get with the young girls. This is what he does, maintenance. They may not do that. They may not have the energy to keep up with him. Maybe there are young ladies out there, I'm not condoning the 60-20 thing. The only way I can condone that if it's straight up activity. Like you run and I run, ain't nobody in this side of town running, you little 20-year-old. We'll run together. And you have a platonic relationship based on the things you like, the things you do. Look, I love to draw. I love to do all this stuff online. There might be some flaming gay dude who's excellent with it. I'd be like, and we're talking because of our interest of this thing. You think, I ain't gonna hang over him, he's gonna look funny. I don't care what it looked like. You got a love for the same thing I love. Listen, let's establish this first, okay? This is what we're doing here. But I don't care what people are gonna say, because you know what? People always said things about me. And lots of times, yes, I know I have a reputation from my past, but it wasn't always that. I had another side of me that was respectable, that was honorable, that you can be butt ass naked in front of me or near that, like the young lady who was a stripper. I used to talk with her and hang out with her. She loved me and I loved her. I never sucked her titty in one time in his life. I laid my head on it, but we didn't do anything. It was emotional. Wherever she is, I can say that from the mountaintops. I love my friend Kevin. We ain't loving each other like that. He loves me. He's your head on conversation, and he'll say, "Hey, man, brother, I love you." And I'm like, "I love you too."
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
life is and the gift that we have of each other. So we have to understand the mindset in which we approach things. If there's a curvaceous nymphomaniac 20-year-old who loves the things that I do, and she ain't gonna do nothing with me because we getting together because of the love of that. Say, I heard your reputation, but this is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
She ran into me a couple decades ago, be on and popping.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? That's how I think. But if I was having orgasms and you were pushing out from your mother's womb, I don't care how old you are now as an adult woman, and I'm much older, I can't see you that way. Even if I didn't know you. You said you're 19?
Yes.
And I'm going to be 59?
Yes.
Does that mean there's a 40-year difference? So, I mean, I've been...
No. See, you're my child.
You know what I mean?
You're my child.
I can't do it.
That's right.
I can't.
Oh, Nika, sweetie.
Oh, Nika.
Hi, love.
When we see porn,
mm-hmm.
we're not sitting there, well, I can't watch this and get turned on because she's 27. That's much too young.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying pedophiles. So I'm saying dudes are not like, well, she's 22. I can't masturbate to this. Hey, it is what it is.
Listen,
we went way off, and we'll cover the topic because it's just.
But that's okay because that was an interesting question. You said something, and it kind of sparked that. And I'm like, 2060. That's just that's just too much, man. 20 to 60. Although, because I don't care how much you want to say, I'm mature. You might be a mature 20 in that you have no problem having sex and, relating on that level, but there's still a whole lot of stuff missing. There's a whole lot missing that you cannot relate.
Yeah, that's old enough to be a child. That's bad. But you're old enough and you're still a child. Dang. And like I say, but men who are underdeveloped or broken,
mm-hmm.
that's, a trip to McDonald's and maybe paying to get your hair done will get you all that, because in that world, and a lot of young ladies are getting smart. A lot of the young ladies, this generation, this time, it has its drawbacks and negative things, but there's nothing hidden now. That's for sure.
I know, that's the thing.
A lot of young ladies are getting smart. Oh yeah, you better pay my rent and you better do this and you're like, whoa. But the bad part is a trade-off in today's society. Like you want some ass, then you better be paying up some money.
See, that's a problem right there. That's a problem right there because that's all it is.
Just say it like that.
That's all it is.
No,
it's pay for play or whatever.
No, but the thing is that okay, they've taken something righteous.
Mm-hmm.
If I take you as my wife, every dime in my pocket should be to go secure you, and it will secure me too.
Right.
You're supposed to have all of me.
Right.
Now, whether you reject all of me, that's up to you.
Right. Right.
But
right.
The thing is, this is a total commitment, and people can look at it and say, well, yeah, she getting him some ass because he's taking care of things. That's a natural thing, but not the venomous way where I'm going to put my behind, not me, the woman, I'm going to put my behind up on the block. Like, if you want this, you better do that.
This is what you got to do. No.
There's more to it than that. We're talking about commitment, a mutual commitment. I'm going to do this, and I get all of you. But you want me to have all of you because you're into me.
Exactly.
You want all of me, I want all of you. So it's all in. Just a cheap, low vibrational exchange. Well, you ain't been hitting me off with my rent money or give me, so I got to give this ass to somebody else. No, that's not a commitment.
That's not a commitment. No, that's an arrangement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but see, the thing is, Azula, I don't think that way, but I know men who do, not like that in my inner circle, because again, I have friends, I have daughters in those age groups. I have friends who have daughters in the age groups. And I just can't push that in my mind. I don't care if they hit 30 and they get in their 30. I can't see it because me and your daddy or me and your mommy or whoever it is that I knew from back in the day, we were teenagers long before you got here. So I'm going to sit here and get off on that. Even when I had the situation of the mother after I finished posing down in front of City Hall in 1983 with the 2 Tons of Fun, aka the Weather Girls. They didn't know me. That was just a body who, okay, we just need 2 or 3 bodybuilders to pose next to us. And my friend hooked it up.
Right.
And we were there. And they didn't know us. So after it was done, they walked away like they didn't know us. But there was a woman who was there, and I told her, I'm going to say it real quick under a minute. Her daughter, she protected. This was a woman of substance who had some high position. She was definitely making 6 yeah, near 200,000 or maybe above that, where they lived. And her daughter was going to school. She paid for everything else other than the full ride she got. Like, she kept in good cars and whatever. And she's like, listen, right there at the steps of the City Hall. But she wanted to talk to me. And when she said, listen, in a controlled way, I'm going to make sure my daughter doesn't get with anybody. Basically, she didn't say it like this, who's going to mess up her life. Some guy who sees that she comes from a privileged situation. She was a single mother, but the father was in her life. So it was weird. It was a little bizarre. The mother chose me. And I was what? I was 20 years old, right? I was 20 years old. The mother chose me to arrange to be like, take her on dates and everything. And she's like, listen, I'm going to give you money and take her out here and there. It was all a mother. And if there are things that happen, let it happen. But she controlled that from a distance.
Right.
But one of the things was that I had to be sampled, right? So, you know, a couple of times it went down. You know, not with the mother there watching or whatnot, but it was like, okay, you know, she'd ask me, everything okay? What else? How's she feeling? You know, and she didn't want the daughter to be too attached to me either. It was like, you're going to be discarded. You know what I mean? We're using you. But I didn't mind being used that way at that particular time. You understand? But it wasn't no 60 whatever. I think the young lady was like maybe a year older than me, but she was naive. And these slick talking guys who, like I say, and I'm going to say this in a certain way, I'm going to explain it. There's nothing like, and I'm going to say the word, we're going to be a little shocking today, right? There's nothing like pussy.
That's
at the
what?
same time, talk about all the cerebral and the connection that we need, and we got to be compatible. I will say it, and I will say it not out of experience, but I have to say the other side. There's nothing like hood dick. Why do I say this? It's because many times it doesn't mean that you're relegated to being nothing when you live in the hood, because some of our greatest people, leaders, politicians, which I don't believe in them so much, right? But entertainers and people of substance, scientists, teachers, all whatever, have come from hood upbringings.
Right.
So I'm not the hood. The element of the hood that I'm talking about is the element who feel that they don't have anything else but what they have between their legs, and they better learn how to use it real good for their survival and for their come up.
Right.
Well, if you look like you have a chance at life and you happen to be hanging out in a hood situation, right, lower vibration, and you get spotted like, okay, he's a little nerd, but he's going places. And when you think you got a little hipness to you, they hipper than you. And you get with one of them. Boy, they put it on you. You might have one of your shoes in your right hand while you're getting it, killing roaches and whatnot, but there's nothing else. It leaves you empty and hollow. Of course, your balls are empty, but there's no conversation really. There's what are you doing? I'm gonna get my next week. But it's something about how they throw it out there. You see what I mean? Survival. I always wondered, growing up in New York City, how come, and I'm going to use a little loose language, I'm not going to be so decent, I'm not going to be vulgar, but how come the girls in the hood had the nicest asses? They had to. It was a subconscious thing that manifested in the physical. Save me, get me out of here, or I'm going to use this.
Right.
I hope nobody gets mad at me. They're very intelligent women who understood that they had brains to get out, or a talent, or the hard work. Even if they worked a menial job, they were steady. They had the attributes of somebody who was going to go places, even if they didn't know where they were going to go. But you have some, like, I'm not doing all of that. I'm going to put this on one of these niggas out here. He going to get me out of there. And so they were good enough, some of the hood chicks, to go outside of the hood and just be quiet and shut their mouths and catch a guy on a weak tip who may have something or maybe looking for some pleasure. And she may not be a person who's like demanding. And they meet somewhere and they had a little rendezvous. And he may have that thing in his mind, I'm going to save her. And that's when you get got. That's when you get, because you think you easing them for a little pleasure and you start catching feelings. And you're like, my pedigree is something a lot different than this woman here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she puts her emotion into it. And when she's down on her knees, she rolling her eyes all up in her head, moaning on it, sucking the cheeks in. I love it. You're like hypnotized.
You're like, oh God, I can't leave this.
She putting in the work.
Yeah.
And burps at you with a smile on her face. And you mean to tell me you? So now these other women who are
change this pedigree.
They're a little standing off with her. She putting in the work. You find yourself around her. You find yourself helping her. Baby, listen. So, and she gonna act all polite. When she gets your ass, that's when the nightmare begins. When she gets it all the way, not just
right.
You bring her in your world. I'm talking about the ignorant ones. I'm not talking about the innocent who happen to be there and want to get out. But those who are by any means necessary with it, that's it. Take that nigga because she done got pregnant. What? Yeah, child support, baby. I ain't got no job, and you making $157,000 a year, and you got that trust fund, and you got that inheritance coming because your mama about to croak. They got you. They got you. Good pussy. Dick now. Dick. You might be married. You might be single. No matter what your status is, you know you got it going on, but your husband done did something to you to hurt you to the core. He might have put his hand on you the first time, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. He's not stressed enough. We do make money. I do make money. Or you caught cheating with somebody who was close to you. And the person that he was cheating with that you found out, because you're like, I'm not a person to go through his phone, but sometimes it flashes and shows a message and gets dark, and you were there, he was asleep, and 2:00 in the morning, all of a sudden, look and see who this is. Oh shit, he got a man's name in there, but I see the number, and that's my girlfriend's number.
Oh God.
So now she gets on the phone somehow. Maybe she knows the passcode. Maybe there's none on it. And he's looking at all of these text messages, and she's reading it, and she realizes that she's realistic. I've been working lots of days, sometimes 7 days a week, and I've been very cold with my husband, and he's always been very loving, but I noticed he's a little distant, and it wouldn't hurt so much if it was just something physical. She's realistic. But he's telling my best friend that he loves her so much and she's the best woman. Now that's what hurts. And so now she's in the supermarket. The other supermarket in her neighborhood is closed, but she's going through the 24-hour hood market just to get some catch up. She's a catch up freak like me. So she goes in to get some catch up. She's not dressed up with no clothes on, so-and-so, no big rings, jewelry, anything like that. There's nothing to indicate her wealth except you can see in her face. She's well kept. She might have some earrings that you can know a little different, a bag that's a little different. Her hair's done. Whatever the done is, it could be locks, it could be relaxed, whatever it is, we know when we see a woman and her hair is just right. And the car she drives is not something like a Rolls Royce, but it might be a top of the line Volvo. You don't see no Negroes in the hood with no Volvo. That's not the first choice in the hood. No Volvo. I'm having fun. I'm joking.
No, I know you're having fun. I'm listening. Oh my God.
Volvo. They got a fresh sticker in the window. The oil was just changed. The white wall tires, even the white wall tires not really in stock. It ain't look good. It ain't got no rims. It's factory rims, and everything is like she ain't even got no tint. It's clean. Like, this is some showroom stuff. So they peeped that. Two guys in there, yo, man, who is that woman? So they sniff money. And so they talk to her. And they don't try to change who they are. They're trying to making jokes, but they're giving her attention. Her husband didn't give her back, even though she admits that she hasn't been treating him right. But what hurts is that he's having an emotional affair and a physical affair with her best friend.
Right.
Now, she's not doing nothing as far as revenge is concerned, and she's not even paying these guys no mind. Because she picked somebody who's on the same level, but it caught her off guard because she was emotionally off.
Yeah.
And so they laugh and talk or whatever. And they're in the hook, they're trying. And so they said, I know you on a different level than me, but I'm going to tell you the street way, sweetheart. You are so fine. And maybe in a different time, in a different time period, different space, I would love to take you out. Now, she knows he's just checking around that little lint in his pocket, maybe a couple of single dollars, And he tells her, he said, see over there? The store's over here. But that little car wash over there, I handle that from morning till night. And I know I don't have no money like you, but I hold my own. And she can appreciate that. And he's like, you're the kind of woman that I would love to have because I done been through these hood chicks already. And they coming at me. Whatever. Here's my card. I'll give you a free car wash. Support her, brother. So she goes home and didn't confront the husband yet. 2 weeks go by, she didn't confront him, but she's painting right now because she knows the reason why he's coming home late from work. And one day she's not even thinking about it. So she's driving around, she's doing her little runs, and she notices the car's kind of dirty. I can have it done. Let me go over here and support this guy. And he's there and he's so happy. And he's doing such a good job. Not only did he wash the car, he detailed it. He did all of that to keep her there so he can keep talking to her. And he's like, listen, I'm a man. I know I'm not on your level, but I'm going to try anyway. I don't know your circumstances, lady. I just want to talk to you. Now, even that guy, he got a plan and a scheme, but she's open for it because there's a chink in her armor.
Yes.
And see, like brothers, no matter where they are, they're going to try you no matter how you can step out of a limousine, have gold and diamonds all around your neck and people throwing money at you. But they still going to try. And I've seen it in my life where people from different worlds, Black people from different worlds find themselves in bed with each other because of their trajectory, because of their journey. Ain't that something? So he takes her, she goes with him. He leaves his car and she takes him.
Yeah.
And he offers to pay for everything, which is going to bust him for the next week. But the fact that he tried to do that, she says, no, it's okay. I'll take care of it. No. At least let me keep my manhood and pay for half. Now, he knows the inside of that restaurant, but he has to keep up with her pedigree. He's trying. She feels valued. She feels this attention. Women love attention, not the bullshit attention, but the real attention, because he left where he is, and she knows he could have had any hood chick that he could have wanted, because see, he's big in the hood because he got that little car wash thing going on. So he always has a roll of money in his pocket. Got a nice little car, nice little place, hood standard.
Right.
But he trying to go higher. So nothing happens. And so he kisses her on the cheek and treats her with so much respect. She gives him a phone number. They're texting now. He done texted himself into her world. She's thinking about him now. The husband's cold. She even tried to open up and get there. He wouldn't do it. You know what? So now she calls him. What are you doing tonight? And where do you think that goes? We know how that goes. You don't just jump into something, bump into somebody and, oh, how you doing? Well, let's go home and have sex. So let's go get around. Sometimes when you're high in the club, but it don't happen that way. It's talking.
Hit the like button, guys. Come on. You're getting a world of knowledge here.
Talk. That's a 4-letter word. You talk. Nobody walked up to each other in telepathy, sit up and talk to each other through the mind and end up in the bed. You started out by talking. Probably long before.
Somebody did, but we won't go there.
Exactly. Like that roof. At the peak of the roof, you might be inside the house near the wall and you see the leak coming like a foot from the wall, but the actual crack in the roof or where it came in is up near the peak and went down inside the roof and above. And you see later on the sheetrock discoloring, but it comes out down there. So when you see a situation, it didn't start there.
Right. That's absolutely true.
I've seen many people driving the bus and they meet each other on the bus. Oh, girl, you know what I'm saying? What's your Facebook? So and so. And they talk. And I'm driving up and down, and a year later, I see a baby. She's pushing the baby carriage. And then maybe 2 years later, she walking in front of him. He on the cell phone. The girls walk past him. His woman is pushing the carriage with his baby. I remember when they met, like they were so in love with each other. But he's walking behind her, and the next girl who's walking toward him with a real nice ass, he's on the phone. He drops him to turn around and look at it. But you see what I'm saying?
Right.
These things, we got to be realistic. It didn't happen while he's looking at that girl with the nice ass. Then it didn't happen then. It happened months before, years before, when there was a deterioration in their relationship, or maybe the relationship never had a chance because it was only carnal.
Right.
You understand? There have been situations that I've been in. I'm going to be honest. I met some woman, especially when I was doing stripping, and these older women in the club, and they try to, hit on you or whatever, and you get them older Jamaican women, older Caribbean women, right? If I was 19, they might have been like 45, but they kept themselves looking good. And of course, they're always going to push their cleavage up because titties don't age when you push them up. Cleavage is cleavage. 80-year-old cleavage, 60-year-old cleavage. Titty is a titty, and you will look. Titties pull your eye. And they say, young man, I never had a man like you, and oh, you look so good. And when and the way that they compliment you, let you know you want to have, they're going to have sex. This is back in the 80s. You're a very handsome young man. When they say that, they interested. If you move it up, you know, a couple of decades, they're, oh, you look so good. Damn, you look edible. Or something, you know, but when they say from that generation, you're a handsome young man, you know what that meant. And so now they find a way to legitimize coming home.
You knew what that meant.
Oh, I knew. My radar was up. I had radar sharp like a blade. Just okay, I know what this is. Okay, you're gonna take this person off with this love face business.
Ayala took it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Ayala, you quick with the jaw, right? Yeah, love. You know what I thought about? That song.
Strips without clothing.
All over my face, I'm in love dancing. Remember that song? Oh, you say you remember that song. How many people in the chat remember that song? That was from the early 80s, and it was a group named Loose Joints that made it. Google it. Is it all over my face? Like some drunk girl you brought home and, you know, got her to do things. Anyway, right? You end up. This is not a commitment. This is a mission. And even though you both don't admit it through your words, she's like, well, I have maybe some dish that she had cooked and she has some. Now here you are, 2:30 in the morning in the club, and she's got some old dish she got in the refrigerator that she wants you to come home and do. So now you're there doing the do. You know it's not a real commitment because before you come in, you're thinking of how you're going to be going. You understand? So there's nothing there to it.
Right.
There's no commitment. But at least it was done in a way that wasn't so, you know, hey girl, what's your skills? Or you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But that's what it is. I mean, we got to be honest about the dynamics of these things we find ourselves into. And the worst thing is when we find ourselves into a certain situation and then later on try to dress it up. It comes out.
Now the question.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying the question is how much caught up does she get in all that shit? He's, you know.
That depends on the situation because, you know, it can be either way where one is into it more than the other, depending on what's going on at home. For him, in this case, it might be something that dropped out of the sky and he's going to ride it for all it's worth because you know, it's a conquest for him. This is a come up for him. And for her in a broken state, it's only the reason why he would be allowed to get in.
That's right.
And sometimes I'll say, maybe he will value her and end up with her down the line because, you know, they might have to divorce and whatever. And he may know his place. That man might know his place, meaning that he's not going to be forever subservient like, oh, you're better than me. No, but his place where she is a gift to him.
Right.
And they do form an emotional bond. And maybe the vulnerability that he showed to her, like, listen, I know that you're on a different level than me. But I'm damn sure not going to mess up with you. I'm damn sure not going to mess this up.
Right.
I know there's a lot of good women out here.
Right.
Or good looking women out here. There are good women out here. But I got this after all these years of me struggling. And it's not just a money thing. I'm giving this up for you. And the husband who built this stuff with her, he just started to fade away and then do something like that. Well, but you know, let me tell you something. When these guys do this lots of times, right? And they think like, I'm going to get more and I'm going to get extra and all this stuff. That means you don't unlock what you had if she's willing, right? Some women are not willing and like, I'm cutting you off and you within something. And it's not about booty or sex. It's not about that. But when you think that I'm going to cheat the system, it ain't going to work. Right. It ain't going to work because now his precious wife is with somebody else. They done divorced, but now he's laying in the bed with this other woman. And he's thinking about her because how he treated her and how he didn't do right by her. And he wants to ridicule with his friends. That's the only way he can save face. She done lost his mind. She done ran with a hood rat because of that hood. He done used the hood dick and turned it around into something good, but most of the time it's not something that's good. Yeah. It's always ended up in a tragedy, but sometimes it may, if a man in that situation understands, it's like,
well, here's the thing. The scenario that you just described, right?
That was from the hip.
No, I'm not saying it's not from the hip, but
Yeah, yeah.
what I'm saying is that that particular scenario lends itself to that individual, that man coming up, appreciating what was dropped on him or dropped in his lap or whatever, what
Right,
the universe put, because clearly from your description, he's a hard worker. He just
right,
happened not to be on her level, you know,
right.
uh, financially. So, and, whatever, you know what I mean? But let's be real, on some level or another, he was on her level
Yes, yes, of course.
because if, listen, no, there's no hurt in the world, and I'm not saying that he didn't do a good job of laying it on her, but if you think that you're on a certain level and you don't look at people who are not quote unquote on your level, they could talk until the cows come home. It's
Right.
like, oh no, oh no, oh no.
You
but
see,
there but there is something there, because he sparked, based upon your description, he sparked something in her.
right.
He had a gentleman quality. Yeah, he may
Of
be from
course.
the hood, but he had definite gentleman's quality.
Exactly.
So that's where the attraction came in. That's where he was able to take it to the next level, and be thankful he got what he got.
Right. But it's timing because it
Yeah.
shows you it's not written in stone as far as and I'm dropping that link from Loose Joints for those who don't know what it is. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's all in there, right? But he knew where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
He understood the world.
Mm-hmm.
A person just in the hood, that person I just made up and described to prove the point
Right.
that the hood is everything.
Right.
He's doing his own little business in the hood, but he was making his own money. He wasn't ripping
Mm-hmm.
nobody off and
Right.
whatever. So, I mean, she appreciated that, and she
Yeah.
treated him a certain way. He had, like you said, he had qualities,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with the come up. Not about using a person, but it's like realizing that I don't. Somebody like me in this situation, in this position,
That's his
is
lucky
not going to
break.
be all the time. Yeah, exactly. So you think I'm gonna waste this? Not so. Most hood guys, yeah, man, she make about $250,000. Man, I'm gonna use this dick and get all up in that bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the fact that you realize that also, aside from the mutual respect and attraction that she's accomplished, and maybe with your spirit to want to do good, he ain't gonna have no emotional, physical affair with somebody else. He's gonna focus on you and help you
Right.
to go higher. Where that ex-husband may not have been home, and maybe if he can cook the dinner, keep the house clean, or do something that his pedigree in an ego way, I don't want to do that. I'd rather pay a maid. But he would submit to that and say, listen, I'm doing every damn thing
Yeah.
possible to show you, but it's not to get in position to take you off, but it's to show you what's in my heart. Then it could.
Right.
So we got to look at things different. So as that is spawned from the 60-20, the 60-year-old man and the 20-year-old woman conversation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's so many offshoots of that I can come on, because I've seen countless ones. I'm always observing human nature and looking at what's around me and seeing the outcomes or hearing the outcomes. And it goes a certain way. And that's why it's easy for me to dissect certain situations damn near on sight. Not where I'm some guru, I'm not saying that. But if I kind of pick up on certain things, we know what it is. I'm almost at the grandma phase. I always say that grandma who's sitting on, you don't think she that knows that much. Oh, that's old grandma. You 15 years old, she always been old and always been grandma. You couldn't see her when she was young and out there doing some things and learning lessons. And you as a granddaughter bring home that boy and you think that he's everything to you, and you introduce him to the grandmama, and the grandmama treat him nice. Oh yeah, okay, nice man. And when he leaves, that boy now, he gonna bring you a lot of heartache. He gonna break your heart, and you think the world of him, and you mad at your grandmother.
Yeah.
Find out down the line, weeks after that she was right, and she's like, "Grandma, how did you know this? He said everything right. He treated me right. He was never rude, but she saw something in him. We had the ability when we're right.
Yeah.
And that grandma was so much life experience on her own and watched it. We know what that is. She'll learn. So she told him. She told her. And now she learned to trust into somebody who has more experience.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
how the heck did we get on this conversation?
Wow. 60-20.
We'll call it that from now on. And then I'll turn it around with a laugh. 60-20.
Hey, or the 62 Club.
Oh yeah, the 62 Club. Yeah. We're gonna reveal that on an adult show, and I have to
Exclusive.
I'm gonna make the shirts and then we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Make the shirts and make you get one. Take a picture of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm way over here, and I'm not gonna sit here and make it, order it, have it come all the way over here and send it over. Nah, I'll just have it sent to you, and you show them.
Okay.
That's an example. You know what
Lord,
I mean?
and you know, you got to make it so the 6 and the 2 sit right between the anyway.
Anyway. Oh yeah. You know, once I see it in my head, I got it. I'm gonna make it happen. Yes. If I can see it. I believe I can make a shirt.
What?
I think I can do that, right?
But you know what? We'll talk. Hey, Rena. Yeah. Hey, sweetie. How you doing, honey?
Right on time.
Yes, right on time.
Well, we were spirited just a little while ago. We're not going to be on too long now, but you know, we're going to talk about this topic. But we kind of got into all kinds of stuff. I didn't know what I was going to be talking.
But it was good, though. It was good. Yeah,
the thing is, like, life is very entertaining, and I've learned to think of it that way. I always look deep. I've always been that kid that looked deeper into things. Like even when I was a kid playing with toys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, she is. Yes, until the season. Drum roll, please. For real.
No, I'm not.
It's on the earth. I sprinkle my you know.
No, I'm not.
Things, but you know, she'll bust out with some little one-word things in the background. For real. And you be like, did she really say that?
No. See, Scrooge Greedy, you got Scrooge Greedy laughing at me.
The truth is out.
Azula.
He tried it.
God, that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. not funny.
The truth usually isn't, but in this case it is.
God, it's not funny.
You know, when you see somebody who's usually conservative, like they don't laugh at things, like it's like a neighbor across the street, and they come and say hi, or if you lose somebody in your family, my condolences, whatever. and something happens, and they're there, and you're like, I never saw them laugh before, and they bust out laughing like this, like that, then you know it's funny. No. You can have Mr. So laugh. And hearing you laugh because you never heard him laugh like that. In 25 years, you knew him. All the laughter he held in came out. So you forgot what you're laughing at. You looking at him.
Oh, God, help me.
Laughgasms. He tried it. Sometimes you walk in the room and you don't even know what's funny or what's going on because of somebody that you know or somebody you don't know is cracking up so hard. You just start cracking up hard too. Like, I don't even know what I'm laughing at.
You don't even know what you're laughing, but it's so infectious.
It takes you over.
Oh, man. Oh, God. I said, put the 6 and the 2 in the... If they only... Can you imagine what Azula's going to say when they find out what the 62 Club means? Oh my God.
Yes, all you want. You're not gonna see. You're not. I'm gonna tell you. You're not gonna even know the dynamics behind that.
Oh my God.
That's a little treat we have coming up.
That's a little treat we have coming for everybody.
It must be explained because you are not gonna figure it out. No way.
No way.
No way you're gonna figure it out. But like I said, I got to get ready to go soon. But I just want to touch on the story.
Touch on this topic here, yes, because I did read about it yesterday. Yeah.
It's not like I know everything. Like I said,
right.
You know, Michael K. Williams. Like I said, you know, he's an actor and very good one. He had an overdose. People were and all this stuff. Like a lot of people use drugs for different reasons. I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about that on another show because we don't even have the time to really get in it that deep to kind of, because somebody might misunderstand some things, whatever. But it is what it is. He did so much. He was like the coolest gay man that most people want to, because this guy was, you know what I mean? I mean, and the thing was, that wasn't him where this is my identity.
Right.
He carried himself as a black man.
Exactly.
He was concerned about issues that happened in the black community and in different organizations, different things. That he did not wear that on his sleeve.
That's right.
Was the guy that we know growing up that half of us didn't know he was like that. And when we found out, we're like, man, he's still cool because, man, he's a brother. Hey, man, what's up? What's going on? Y'all all right?
Exactly.
Oh, for real? I got something for you. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, come to my room. Or just some old flaky stuff. He didn't emasculate himself it's bad enough as a black man in this society. You just being a black man in this society is a sin. And so could you imagine in that industry where they encourage you to just come out and say certain things? And he held his own and say, yeah, okay, I do that, but this is for the overall of my people.
But can you imagine the mental anguish also of, portraying, a macho image, knowing your lifestyle that is not, widely accepted in society, or we don't even know what got him where he found himself,
Exactly.
To be caught up in drugs like that, where outside of your profession, you're still taking hard drugs like that, heroin.
And then to be an actor, to have such convincing roles. But usually with great talent, there's some kind of tragedy. If it's not current in your life, it's something that happened in your past that still haunts you, that helps to mold you to who you are. I mean, we all have it. And I have little things, not major, but halfway, that in the back of my mind, it drives me.
Right.
No like, oh, I'm secretly taking drugs, or I'm secretly LGBT, nothing like that. But little things that showed me things in this life that make me say to myself, things I've observed too, like that's not going to happen on my watch.
Right.
I'm very hung up on it. I'm not going to see somebody disrespect one of us who deserves and earns that respect from out of our community and come and disrespect one of my sisters, my brother. No, I'm going to be right there standing right there. Where a person who may be that victim in that case looks like, damn, this guy's standing up for me. And they numb like, thank you, man. One thing I hate, not to get off the topic, is when a person's on a job and they have somebody who's a supervisor or a customer abuse them like, you can't say anything because you're going to lose your job. Well, I can, damn it. I'm not on the job. And I'll verbally rip you apart. How dare you? That's my brother. That's my sister. Who are you?
Right.
My brother, that's my sister. How do you know? I don't know. According to your standard, because you ripped this apart, it's slavery. But that's everybody's my family.
Exactly.
And they get offended when you think that way. Oh my God, he's a revolutionary. You're damn right. Because I've been in that situation. And a lot of times I've been in a situation, I opened my mouth and got fired.
I know I did.
Yeah.
One of my first jobs.
Carriage. So now you are a black man who may have that in you and you're living that way and that's your choice, whatever. But now you are who you are, but you have this thing inside you where I'm still a black man and I'm not going to misrepresent or devalue my black manhood. Whatever other things that had him using, because what are you doing? You're escaping from something when you're using the drugs like that.
Exactly.
You're escaping from something.
Exactly.
So this is like, to me, let's just say it this way in a very abstract way. This is like, you go to the gym, you got 25-pound plate, 10-pound plates, 5-pound plates, 2.5. You got 50-pound plates. You got 100-pound plates. That's like me challenging somebody who's 20 years old and all their life they've been running track. And they're probably going to the Olympics. And here I go with my old ass, almost 60 years old.
Talking about you want to challenge them.
I put a 50-pound weight in a knapsack on my back. I didn't do no training. Didn't run probably maybe a couple feet 3 weeks ago. And I have the nerve to get out there and race this young man and beat him by a landslide.
And
this is what
a world of hurt.
Because we know how the entertainment industry wants to box you in and
yes.
you. I mean, he may have played some roles that looked a little thuggish, whatever, but they were deep. It was multifaceted. We do have those types out there. But as a man who was gay and he played them roles, that's that 50-pound weight in your knapsack. I'm not applauding no gay stuff. No. Let's just look at it for what it is. So he and then now in that industry, they probably had him oh, we gotta get you to wear a dress. I never saw him wear no dress.
He probably said hell to the no.
Exactly. Although he is a gay man who may not be effeminate and want to flame, maybe he did that behind closed doors. I don't know. But look at the dynamics of this thing.
Right.
You're living this way, but you're portraying this. I'm not saying in a fake way, but you representing.
Right.
That's a black man to me that represented black manhood. It's only us knowing what he did behind closed doors that kind of taints it. Like, oh damn, you know what I mean?
Well, you see a couple of. Sorry, sweetie. A couple of people said here in the chat that he was doing a documentary. His last project was a documentary on the drug culture, the effects of it, and the underground drug use. Who the hell? Who knows? We see this story come up yesterday that 4 men are charged in his death, and one person could get 20 years to life, mandatory 20 years, and possible life for being the one that actually sold him the drugs laced in fentanyl. And the other 3, they have mandatory at least 5 years. For intent to distribute, that kind of substance. But who's to say that wasn't planned? Who's to say?
Doing the documentary, it would have exposed them and
exactly.
You see the names of the people?
Exactly.
Hector Robles, Louis Cruz, and Carlos Machi, right? Now, as a New Yorker, now these guys are not like 20 years old, whatever. They're well established, maybe higher up in what they do. Hector Robles is 57 years old. Louis Cruz is 46. Carlos Machi is 70 years old.
And then the other one, his last name begins with a C. I can't remember what it is right now.
You know what I'm smelling right here? Even though, like, they say that he was selling, what do they say? According to the criminal complaint, all of them continue to sell fentanyl-laced heroin outside apartment buildings in Brooklyn's Williamsburg neighborhood, despite no names died after being sold the product. Number one, Washington Heights is in there somewhere. I smell, a lot of stuff comes from there and goes to the rest of it. What? A New Yorker would know and understand what I mean. But it says Williams, raised in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn, was best known for his role as Omar Little on The Wire, HBO series in the 2000s. The show depicted the underworld of drugs and crime in Baltimore. His character, an openly gay black man in that underworld, was seen as groundbreaking. Williams later appeared in the series Boardwalk Empire, The Night of, and The Lovecraft Country. Over his career, he earned 5 Emmy nominations. Williams was open about his personal struggles with drug addiction, as well as probably struggling to maintain a proper imagery, even though he was openly gay. So that's a whole lot of that's not, you went in a race with not only a 50-pound weight in your knapsack, you got 150, you got 3 of them in there. So a lot of us have struggles where it's not just the one struggle. And people don't know on the inside, and so they say that's what it was. Like, if they didn't know he did is he struggling because you're LGBT, or there's other things that are secondary struggles that weigh you down in a way that's synergistic, because it's not like if you have 3 struggles, it's 3 struggles. Those 3 struggles may feel like 9, 18, 36, 72, and it depends on the person, because we're all not wired the same.
Exactly.
Maybe I've been through would have killed somebody on the spot and they would have dropped dead. Maybe not. Maybe they can deal with 10 times more of the stuff I had to deal with. My stuff was emotional. I should not be sane. But I'm like the challenged son who had that issue with his father, and his way of expressing it was embarrassing him every chance he got. Right. Talking that righteous stuff like you love God and you love your family. And people who don't know what the father used to make the retarded son, I just say it, retarded son give him blowjobs. That's sad. And so the retarded son grew up, and every time the father came around to a cookout or somewhere public, so I praise the Lord, or I love my family. Oh, you didn't love your family when you're sticking your dick in my mouth, huh? And you shoot that coming out throat? I mean, how do you just say it? Whatever it is that's bothering you, don't hide behind it and dance the dance of dysfunction. Embarrass these people. Come out and say it. Say the truth of what you know.
Right.
You partaking, and I know in your healing, you may be hurt and you're trying to figure it out, but at the end of the day, it happened. It had nothing to do with you. Say what it is. Too many families that are dysfunctional, working dysfunction, and sit around the table as adults whispering about the things that happened to them decades before in their upbringing, but as adults, they won't say a goddamn thing.
They won't talk about it. Exactly.
I don't care how it doesn't look. We so concerned. Oh, he might look this way, but look how he looks doing what you did. Say it. Everybody be truthful and beat down dysfunction immediately.
Yeah.
Lots of times we depend on the person, or we think we do. See, we get grown and we still feel like we're children. Like that little puppy that you beat and he's scared of you, but now he's so big, he can tear you up in that house. But he's still scared of you from the whipping that he got when
years ago.
Just like you go away and you go to another state and it's been years since you've seen this person, this family member, you talk to them on the phone, you might see a little picture of them, but when they were younger and you were 15 years old, or some neighbor, and they grew up in your neighborhood and they were big and strong and had muscles, and you were short, this person looked like a damn giant. Then you stay away for 20 years, and when you saw them as a giant, they might have been well preserved at 45. They had some kind of illness or something, and you go back and you're 35 and now they're 65.
And all of a sudden,
in the house, when you go back, they look extra close together. And
extra small.
And then you go back and they all gray, which nothing wrong with gray, but they shriveled up. and they looked at you as a kid in an aggressive way. Now they're all humble and beat down by the sickness in life.
Can you imagine?
Give him respect, but you're like, I can crush this man. But before, you didn't feel that way. See, because you got away from that. If he continued to, maybe if he was an abuser of you secretly, you would have submitted to that. And a lot of times we think about the things that happened to us in the past, and it was bad, but because we think about it over and over and over and over, it amplifies.
Yeah.
It really was originally, okay, when you've been molested, that is really bad.
Oh,
what
God.
I'm saying is, if you let it sit on the shelf and not face it, in your mind, it can get that much bigger and affect and poison everything else. As a cancer that will spread through your whole being, a malignant thing emotionally that will spread.
Yeah.
So if you get to the point, because families always have, if there's numerous siblings who know, even ones who didn't have to deal with some kind of abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, there's always somebody in that family who is like, it didn't happen to them, but I'm standing up for my brothers and sisters. And they'll tell it. I knew a family on my block where at first the husband looked like an upstanding man. This is the late 60s when they moved there. They moved there like right after we did. We moved there in Queens from Manhattan in September of 1968 when I was 5.5 years old.
Wow.
A few months before that, what I was doing when my older cousin was doing me, female cousin. So, no, I mean, I wasn't traumatized. I don't even remember it at that point, but we came out there and it was this family that had like, how many brothers and sisters? 13 or 14 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't, I'm not going to say their name, but they were a couple doors up and they were mixed. They were like Samoan and black and everyone came out looking a little different. And they, some of the kids, especially some of the white kids that still lived in the neighborhood, because, white flight, they were soon out of there. They used to call them mutts and they used to hurt them. And the father seemed to be nice. I used to go play with them all the time. And the mother was nice and everything and all that.
Right.
And so, I think I told you, we ain't see the mother no more. And nobody said anything. 13, 14 brothers and sisters. Your kids, where's your mother? She's here, she's there, but we don't see her. Little did we know that she might have been like, let me see. I don't want to make it seem worse. But I'd say like wasn't 15 years, wasn't 10 years, might have been 12 years. She was locked away in the attic.
Oh my God.
She couldn't come out.
What?
They boarded up the windows. The husband had it done and all the family knew while they were growing up and it messed them up.
Oh my God.
You allow her in the dark room some visitation from the kids sometimes, and they would hook her up by peeling back, whether it was sheetrock or wood, so she can see outside.
Oh my God.
She went from going back, because you can't judge age, because when you're like 5 and 6 years old and somebody's a certain age, they look way older, but it may not be that way. But nonetheless, whatever age she was, she
regressed.
Yeah, oh, big time. I'm just trying to, let's just make a guesstimate. I'm probably off because I couldn't judge the age, because anybody who's like 25 and over, to me, they was like the same age unless they was old, right? I'm just saying, she had all them kids and they started young, and she could have been 38 when, 38, I know they were having kids young and one after the other, because it was like xylophones, like little steps, I'm 15.
I'm 14 and a half.
Exactly. I'd say she was about 38. And if she stayed locked away till she's 50, let me tell you something. She came out looking no less than 80 years old.
Oh
She
my
came out
God.
no less than looking 80 years old.
Oh my
If I was there, 5 years old, a couple years went by, and I might have been 8. And then I didn't see her until I'm 20. And she was sitting on the steps. She was always slim, but she was a bag of bones, and not like she was exercising, nothing like that. Her flesh was hanging off her bones.
Oh my God.
Her face, the
Because she
wrinkles,
had no meat under her.
No, right. And she was disconnected, and I was polite. I knew who it was, and I had to hide my shock. And some of those who were around, we're all older now. Some of the younger ones, they were still there, but most of them left the house. They couldn't take it. And some of them were messed up. And they were messed up when we found that he was molesting his kids also. Because I remember when I was young and I went over there. Maybe
that's what happened. He was molesting the kids, and she probably confronted him, and that's when he did what he did.
But it messed the kids up sexually too.
Yeah.
Because most of them were sex addicts on some level. I remember I went over there to, you're not like going over there to play, really. You're 12 years, 11 years old. And there were 2 sisters that were like older than me. They were like 16, 17. But they kind of were like, they were very smart, but they were like to themselves because of what was going on in the house and what kept them from really feeling like normal, like everybody else. That they weren't abnormal, they were victims. So excuse me for that.
Right.
But I went over there one time and I was like, where is everybody? And they said, so-and-so and so-and-so, I think they're down in the basement. And so I didn't want to open the basement. I was always polite. So I was calling to them, but they had a radio downstairs playing. And I looked downstairs in the side, like you got to bend down, them little side windows in the basement. With the basement, like basements, like where you have the boiler and everything. They weren't made to live in, but people would like have space down there. I peeked and I put both my hands, because it's daytime. I looked inside, and the one 17, she was spread eagle, and the dog was humping her. And the other standing in half naked.
Stop it.
There was no, just like the old lady next door to my old girlfriend. We see her with the dog. And so the dog was doing it and falling off. It was a pretty big dog. I forgot what type of dog.
Oh my God.
The other one was just watching her, and they didn't like look like they were like, hey. They were just doing it. They were on a mission, like they were experimenting. And so I was like, I kind of walked away, and I was like, ooh, I didn't tell nobody about
Lance,
that.
what haven't you seen? I mean, like, seriously, what haven't you seen?
There's spirits around me. There's definitely something around me that has led me into seeing a lot of things.
What haven't you
be doing a show that's going to tell these stories? And we can validate. Now, those who weren't with me can come on the show. Like my friend Carlos, he knows about them. And the other one that lives across the street, he knows about them. They have their own accounts of
God.
Even still, the one that was down there with the dog, like maybe like a year or two later on. No, not a year or two later, but because I jumped around with my ages, when I was about 15, she came and knocked the door of my house I was growing up in, and my room was way in the front. I'm like, what is she coming over here for? Because now, like, we don't went our ways. We see each other. We don't hang out no more.
Right.
6 years old, I'm 15 and you 21 now, and when I was over there, I was hanging out with the younger brothers, but we all kind of were around each other. So she came over and I said, hey, so-and-so, we know each other, so I'm gonna let you in. So she came and she said, You in here working out? I see you got your bench. Nothing happened. But the way she was looking at me, like, if you try me, we gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time we ran into them in the beach, and I was in the water, and you know how your penis kind of shrivels up when you're in the water. I mean, and then when you get out, everything pulls down, so you see the shape of it. Chicks who got the wrong stuff on, they got big nipples. You see the nipples poking out. It's just that's the way it is. And so she was in the water because a bunch of us went out there and we saw them. So we're like, okay, we'll hang out over here until it gets dark. So she says, "Oh, I can see it." And I laughed it off because even at that age, I knew, like, when I was older now, you know, I knew there was things going on in her head, and I didn't want to, like, you know, I just, you know, nah, it was pure. Not that anything was wrong with her, but she was a little demented. Me of all people saying that, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying it on a put down level.
Look, if you can look through a window and see them, there's got to be something demented, big time.
Yes, Yona B. Please let everybody know, especially in that time period in New York City, you see all kinds of stuff. It's not. I'm not saying anybody lives in a hick town. I'm not saying that. As things were like getting worse, like they were good, but there was other things that were getting worse. There's nothing you didn't see out there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, back in the 70s,
I think my brother probably saw those things because you know y'all are right around the same.
You just see it. You just see it. Walking down the street. I don't mean like anywhere, but certain hubs that you know in the Bronx or certain places in Brooklyn, and then you knew where to go where stuff was really happening.
Right.
Oh, what? It was like, you know, jungle habitat back in the day in Jersey. You drive around and had a fake safari, and you had lions and different things. They may have sedated them a little bit so they don't get as vicious, but you stay in your car and you drive around, you see lions. Well, anything you wanted to see, you went out there and you saw it. Just like jungle habitat. The decadence, the prostitution, the child prostitution, young boys, homosexuals, decadent people, perverts, druggies, cross-dressers, anything.
Wow.
Thugs, robberies, beat downs, killings.
I told you, man, I lived in a box.
I gotta agree, you did.
I
was exposed to a lot, and I didn't live in them kind of places. But like I said, my father having his own business, and I knew the whole city. He was all over the place doing different things. And if he had a job that was 3 or 4 days in one particular place, because he refinished floors and he did, you know, high level stuff and he did maintenance stuff. So he'll be there for 3 days doing it, and I'm somewhere in the South Bronx. Then I'm going there, and the kids that are around there, I get to know them for a couple of days. So guess what? Every now and then, after I got a little older, I'd pass through. Hey, what's going on? So the whole place was my living room. The whole city was my neighborhood, as opposed to those who grew up and stayed where they were. So anywhere in Brooklyn, anywhere in Queens, anywhere in the Bronx, New Rochelle, White Plains, different places. I was a people person exposed to people, and I thought it was normal.
Right,
but
right.
I share from young, and then I was made the way to absorb this stuff and understand it and be taught it. Different people, and I love people. I can't stand certain entities that I know. You know what I mean? But when left alone, I love the beauty of people, the differences in people.
Right.
They all have a story. They all have a reaction to the things that they had to go through as they were raised. And I love absorbing that. That's why I love keeping my camera with me. Maybe I'll meet somebody who has an interesting story just because. They don't have to be Nicki Minaj. They don't have to be Jay-Z. I'll talk to them and may not even know them. They got so many layers over them because they're who they are. But the person who wants to open up, I'll sit on the curb with you and don't even know you and sit down and record you for 3 hours and vibe with you. We're going to have a good laugh. And you're going to relate with me because I'm going to find the common denominator. There's no two numbers that you can find anywhere that you can't find a common denominator. I don't care if you say, well, you can't find no common denominator for 47.0003 and 259.2. Yes, you can.
There will be. Yes, indeed.
If you keep multiplying them up, they're going to hit.
They're going to hit. That's true. That's true. That's
the way
true.
we are as human beings. We're not as complicated as that. We're more, we're more simple, although we can seem and appear to be advanced because of the other person's lack of ability to discern what's inside of them. But if you have that, you can see the core, or you can see the innocence in them. And I saw that in jail and in prisons with straight up murderers. I'm not. I'm hanging with murders. We didn't have much in common in a lot of ways, but I found a common denominator that I can work with. And if they were in the right circumstance, that common denominator of decency and love, which they may have done something in reaction to temporary insanity or being venomous or somebody's mama got raped. It happens. I've talked to guys. They've come home and their best friend raped their mama. I've talked about 3 guys like there's a lot of raping going on. They don't care who it is. Guys come home and see a good friend making their little daughter who's 4 years old perform oral sex on them. You think if I'm a judge, you killed him?
Right.
What are you scared? You walking free. You walking free. And to hear the stories of those who were locked up when I was working in them kind of situations and seeing stuff, it's like, that's why I can be to myself. I'm not traumatized. I'm just saying I can just like lay back and think about people I've met. That's why I love that channel. And I will, it's a white man's channel. I don't care. He's doing some phenomenal work. Soft, white underbelly. That channel, go to that channel after the show during. Soft, white underbelly. Type it inside on YouTube and go there. And you want to hear them kind of stories from the very people, you wouldn't believe. And I'm not saying that we just have to glorify where people fell. But a lot of us haven't fallen that low. Right. But we sometimes look at people like we above them, or I wouldn't fall that low. You don't know.
You don't know. Exactly.
Loving people, but they had circumstances happen to them and they're real with it.
Well,
in this life, I can't be anything else other than real. You see what I mean? That's how I do it. I'm not going to put no mask on and I'm just going to act like I'm a person who is upstanding and so and so. I'm a freak. Everybody knows that. Am I going to hide that? Am I going to push that in your face every time?
Right.
I love children. I love older people. I love people. I'm not going to whatever you consider a violation. I'm not doing it. But behind closed doors with a willing partner, I'm going to do all kind of whatever. That's how I get high. But you'll never know it. Right. I'm a straight man. But if I was homosexual, like, yo, I'm a homo. This is what I like to do. Let's get past that. You see what I mean? I'm not going to be ashamed of anything I am. I'm not.
Right. Right.
Whatever. Who gets on a show and tells you about the time when you came home and found your girlfriend of 7 years under some dude with a bigger dick than yours pumping away? That happened to me. Why am I going to hide it? No, I'm a man's man and that never happened. No, it happened to me. I'm not going to hide that. Right. I can still be damn cool. You're still going to hear the Shaft music when I come in the room. Who is the man?
I'm going to behave myself right now.
No, it's really about not even that, but it's just about the things you go through and you handle it. Not by acting out like somebody else is telling you. Right. You see, you gotta, thank you, Onika. But that's the way, you know what, because of that, I extract more out of life. Because I ain't got to hold on to no mask. And it's not even just one mask. I mean, I ain't going to tell you everything. Oh, here's my social security number, y'all. Here's the expiration date on my card and the 3 numbers on the back. I can trust everybody. No, some people you can't trust. I'm not going to tear out my backside and say, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hairs around my anus. It can't be that way. I look at hair and I nair myself. I was a bodybuilder stripper. I got a hang up about hair on my body. So you ain't going to find them 7 hairs. I'm porno clean. I don't care. I'm not walking with this. That's why my filters are clean, where I can talk to somebody and easily discern their spirit, because I ain't got no gunk on my filter that stops me from walking it.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So let me, I didn't want to abruptly whatever, but I got to run and do a few things. I'm still going to come back. We have a surprised re-entry into the show. I want to make sure we might have to record that. But the other one,
I gotta give them a ring.
Because they sent me the stuff. They sent me the stuff, but I got to make sure. And if you do give me a ring, like ascertain what time it is, because there's a 5-hour difference. A lot of times folks say, "Oh, let's do this at this time," and I'm thinking it's that time, but it's really like later, which is okay. But I know that
Right.
usually when we do recordings, we mostly do recordings because we always seem to have an issue. Even when I was living in Orlando, you know, there was always an issue when we spoke because she always brought the fire. So to offset that, I'll use my gadget that is power outage proof, or
Right.
it's always clear, and there'll be no
Right.
issues with that.
Right.
And I'll drop it up, put the banner, put it up, and I'll premiere it so she can come on and vibe with everybody while the talk is going on. That's the best way for her and everybody.
Right.
And with Sister Sandra later on, she said 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
You know, I mean, I know that, you know, our difference in time, so I'm cool with this. 1 o'clock in the morning for me, I'll be up.
Okay.
So that's good, because when I record the other one, I may do something else, 2 or 3 other things to put it down under the shelf to pop out. You know? So I'm good. I'm driven right now. I woke up high. I woke up good.
I could tell. I could tell.
No, I'm not. Right. No, it's a continuous thing. I got to kind of pull myself back because I live very isolated again. I'm in a new country. I'm excited about that. I got a lot of good things going on, and I spend a lot of time. This script just came a little while ago, but aside from that, I was here by myself.
Right.
So what? Twiddle my thumbs. I got a lot to do. If I can do more, or this, that, I'm going to do it. That's how I get down. You know. And I have a quota this month. I have a quota, but not a quota of doing like rundown stuff or some watered down stuff, but a quota of bringing some powerful
good
stuff.
So quality stuff.
Exactly. If I'm on the rooftop and I'm flowing, I'm not going to sit here, let me keep talking to it, get an hour in. I don't care about that. If it's 15, 20 minutes now and it's powerful, I'm going to talk. If it's 2 hours, I'm still rolling and it gets dark, I'm going to still, if I got to pause it and go pee somewhere and come back, I'm going to do it if I feel it. So it'll always make up at the end of the day.
Right. Okay.
On that note,
this was good. This was, you know, a lot of things was said.
I promise to open up more, and like you said, we'll free flow. I like it where I have a topic, but if we touch it and we talk about other things, that makes it better. You know what I mean?
I like the banner. There's never a shortage of topics to discuss. I'm liking that.
Right. That hit me one night on the Divine Level the other night, and I said, okay, let me put that down there. So that way, we don't even have to just have a title that see like, oh, this is all they're going to talk about for the new.
Right.
And so I put kind of what we want to touch. Like if you like, okay, we put that, and I put it in the small sky blue letters, charge and overdose death of actor Michael K. Williams. So you know we're going to touch that. Right. But it kind of gives you like it's in small letters, and you got to have a visual. You can't put the same banner up. It gets boring. Right. You know, you look at the channel, you see the same things. Like, oh, I ain't going there. You know what I mean? So that's how we do it. And change the date, have a base banner, and then we'll find something that we will talk about. And we talked about that kind of on the way out. But that stokes us to, like, my thing is spontaneous. Spontaneity is truthful. You can't plan spontaneity. So you gotta, whatever's there, I'm gonna talk about it.
Right.
It's gonna be different. So it's good to not know. That's why we watch sporting events that are not rigged, or boxing matches. Like, let's really see who's going to beat who. And sometimes you think that you peg the winner, and he loses terribly. So whatever's inside of me, whatever's there, is not a script. There's no way I could have. Oh, I stayed up last night writing all of this. I couldn't even talk a script like this because I'd have to read it. It's shot from the hip.
And you wouldn't know what to read because the question came right out of left field, especially the first half of the show. You know, that was an out of left field question based on something else that you said. So, you know, a lot of it is going to flow from, you know, from things said. So, you know, but thanks, guys.
You know,
and please.
I've recommitted to all of this. And like I said, whatever's in there, not that I'm some guru or whatever, but if I can just make you feel that there's somebody else out here that's authentic and transparent, then I'll be that person. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. It brings me great joy because
we appreciate you for that.
And thank you, but it's not like I'm looking to be exalted. It helps me. It helps me like burn off. I'm not gonna say any great demons, but things, you know, like I validate myself in this manifestation. I've reinvented myself many ways, and I have a lot to share.
I know.
You know?
I know.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Guys, continue to send out some prayers and positive vibrations to Sister Angie Love, please.
Yes.
You know, she needs it. She needs it. She needs it for her own personal self, just to shore her up and, you know, make sure that she can, you know, deal with whatever is coming down the pike, you know. And she's not afraid to put it out there that one of the things, it seems like the contributing reason, if I didn't say it yesterday, was, her brother fell for the
Jab.
the lies, that were being told. And he, even though initially he didn't plan on it, but somewhere along the way he was encouraged and convinced to go that route, and now this is what's happening to him. So please just continue to send out those positive energies her way, and to him also, because you know what, energy goes wherever. There's no blockage in the energy field, and that it can't get to those individuals. So yes, please continue to send her your love, and good vibes. And Sir Lance,
Mhm.
I guess I will catch up with you
We have to. We're going to
later.
be doing, Trauma
Yeah.
Thursdays with Sister Sandra Hinton, mental health
Yes. Yes,
professional.
indeed. Yes.
Of course, I shut up when she talks. I may add a little something in there, but she brings it. So I'm like, Lance, are you still there? Oh, I'm right here.
Just a wall of sleep.
I'm right here. But yeah,
Get your rest.
we have to
Also, get your rest, because it's going to be
here for
late.
each other.
Yeah.
We have to be here for each other and vibe, and whether it doesn't mean like here for every time something we got to give money. Some of I ain't got no money, you know what I mean? Like that, free. What I'm saying
So
is that
let
the
me
energy,
ask
like
you
you
a question real quick. Let me ask you a question real
Yeah.
quick. You
Yeah,
just
ask me
say you
10.
don't have no money, right?
Right.
How you was going to give her $1,000? You one of them people, you're just gonna make your mouth write a check, you behind can't cash.
Oh, trust me, I can manifest it. I'll manifest it. I'll just take it from the project I'm working on. The project I'm working on, and when the figures are checked out, where's that $1,000? Oh, hamada.
Hamada. And the person who gets it in the check can come with a picture and wave it. Say, here it is. All right. Busted, exactly. Okay, guys, take care, sweeties. Thank you so much for being here. And
Thank
we
you.
will see you all later. Much
Later on,
love
for
to you
sure.
all.
There's some other stuff I cooked up I'm going to sprinkle in there. So
All right.
we're good.
All righty. Mm-hmm.
Peace out, everybody.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? No. That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Hey, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Paid a part of my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding, dotted line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac, Cardi dollar sign. Got the energy to win in my confident rate. Got a bigger destiny focusing on my faith. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't. Can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall like can't go. I only colors on the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top. Bankrupt and rollie. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
Don't think I'm gone yet. I'm watching you. Watching all of you.
That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Hey, 12 can't really stop, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot in a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well, need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Yeah, Oyala, here we go. The explicit version.
I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real nigga, might get you canceled. Fuck the whole system, need the shit dismantled. Coppers treat a nigga like the utmost wanted. Tryna rule the block, but don't know what goes on it. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my blunt burn. 95 degrees and I can't get sunburn. Wonder when your government will make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my dick, please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the crackers trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my niggas, middle finger to your honor. In the days coming down the seconds on the timer. Goofy niggas still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy a chopper, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my dick heavy. But ain't shit sweet, niggas think we thin. My whole attitude on MC Ren. It's my neighborhood now, Bob, I bought that. 400 years, how you still ain't caught that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes, sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us is nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes, slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the worst, most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.